Hello friends, and today we'll be studying Hindi class 10 ka chapter 1 Bade Bhai Sahab. So in this chapter you have one big brother, that is Bade Bhai, and a small brother, that is Chhotabhai. So this chapter is all about their relationship or few incidents that took place in between them. So it's a very simple chapter and let's begin with it very quickly. So at first they told how is Bade Bhai, what is his character. So Bade Bhai जो होता है वो काफी अध्ययनशील होता है. That means he is very sincere and disciplined child. He is always studying and he strongly feels that if the cement base is not good, how the house will stay erect. That means अगर बुनियाद ही पक्की ना हो तो ऊपर घर कैसे बनाया जाए. He used to every time keep on opening his book and peeping in or studying, and sometime for a change he used to draw some cat, dog or birds in the book at the side, maybe to divert his mind, or sometimes he used to write the same word or same line again and again 10 to 20 times. Sometimes he used to write the same shairi in different handwritings and nicely, and sometimes he used to invent his own words and write something in the notebook. And when Chhotabhai used to come and see that, he used to not understand anything what is written there. So जो बड़े भाई थे वह 14 साल के थे. He was 14 years old and the छोटा भाई was 9 years old. जो बड़े भाई थे वो 9वीं कक्षा में थे, 9th class he was in, and छोटे भाई थे वो 5वीं कक्षा में, he was in 5th class. And this बड़ा भाई was 5 years older than the छोटा भाई. Now we saw how Bade Bhai's character was. Now we'll come to Chhota Bhai. That small brother did not like to study at all. He just wanted to play every time. 1 hour for sitting and studying also was a headache for him. Anytime he used to get a chance for escaping from that studying room and go at the playground, he used to never miss it. Whenever he gets a chance, he just used to escape out from there. Then he used to go in the playground and simply play with stones or make paper planes and play with that. And if he gets some of his friends, then no need to ask anything, they will have a lot of fun. And after some time, when the small brother would return back to his room, then the big brother, that means the Bade Bhai, would be standing there and looking very angrily at him. In chapter they have said Bade Bhai's Rudra Roop. That means a very danger type of look. And the first question that Bade Bhai would ask him, that the Chhote Bhai, was that kaha the, that means where were you. And this Chhota Bhai, whenever he used to see big brother in this much anger, he used to get so scared, and because of that he could not speak anything and he just used to keep quiet. And because of that, Bade Bhai used to understand that he went to play. Then Bade Bhai used to give him one bhashan or one lecture that you should not do like this, you should do like that, and explaining him. But that explanation was a combo of love and anger. So now there is a bhashan given by him, a teaching given by him to Chhota Bhai. So now let's see that. इस तरह अंग्रेजी पढ़ोगे तो जिंदगी भर पढ़ते ही रहोगे. So Bade Bhai says to Chhote Bhai कि if like this you will study English. This story is 80-90 years old, so at that time studying English was very difficult for the normal people. So Bade Bhai says to Chhota Bhai, this like this you will study English. Studying English is not easy as you think. If you will study it like this, like simply playing full day and you will study English, then lifetime you will be studying only. Studying English is not a joke. You have to do a lot of hard work. You have to give in your 100% of efforts, and then you can study little. Many scientists and all, they are also not able to write and read proper grammatical English. Then what are you? And Bade Bhai gives his own example that you look at me, I will be studying every day and night. You see that I'll be keep on studying, and after that also you don't take any lesson, you don't take any teaching from me. You should see me, I'm studying every day, and you should also start studying. If you're not seeing this, it is your eyes problem, it is your brain problem. And Bade Bhai used to complete one class in 2 years or sometimes 3 years also. So he says ki I only take 2 years to complete a class, then you will be in lifetime, you will be in the same class if you don't study like this and if you keep on playing. Then Bade Bhai also says ki why are you wasting a father's money? Money doesn't come on tree, like that we say, right? So in the same way he is saying ki you don't waste our father's money. If you don't want to study, you go to our village and there you play day and night, no one cares. So hearing at all this, Chhotabhai used to start crying, and how much ever courage was left in him, that all also used to get shattered. Then now he used to think that yes, now from tomorrow I'm going to study very nicely. So in that confidence he used to just make a timetable, and that timetable was really bad that he used to make, because there was no scope for rest and no scope for playtime in it. So let's see the timetable. Timetable was from 6 to 8 English, that means 6 से 8 English, 8 से 9, 8 to 9 maths, 9 to 9:30 history, then taking lunch and going to school, coming back at 3:30, then 3:30 to 4 rest, 4 to 5 geography, 5 to 6 English grammar, then half hour break, just roaming here and there, then 6:30 to 7 comprehension, and then 8 to 9 conversation, 9 to 10 Hindi, and 10 to 11 other subjects, and after that rest. But making a timetable is something different and following it is something different. The Chhotabhai used to not at all follow this timetable, because whenever he used to come near the playground or he used to go to school, that green grass on the playground or that tapping of that football and all used to attract him, and then he used to go there and he used to forget everything else. But still it continued like that, and then the final exam results came. Then something strange happened, that the Bada Bhai, who used to study a lot, got failed, and this Chhotabhai, he used to study a little bit and used to actually not study and simply keep on playing, that he became the topper of his class. He passed also and became the first in his class. So that was so strange, right? And because of that, this Chhotabhai felt that, you Bade Bhai, every time you are keeping on telling me, teaching me few things, and now you have studied this much, then also you became fail. And I did not study, I nicely prayed, still I am the topper of my class. But then this Bada Bhai was really very sad about that he got failed. So Chhotabhai thought that okay fine, I'll not tell anything to Bade Bhai. Then slowly he started to feel that I will do it easily, it's nothing for me. So he started to play more and more, and Bada Bhai also, he used to be like okay fine, leave it, because he himself was failed, and then how will we teach Chhotabhai? So now Chhotabhai used to go and play most of the time, and he used to study a little bit, and that much only he used to study, that much it is essential. That means in the class if teacher asked something, he was able to answer. Then one day he went to play gulli danda, and he came back at lunch time. So that time now Bade Bhai got really angry, and he just started with his second bhashan. Bada Bhai said ki you have just passed this class and you have topped, so you are feeling so much proud on yourself. Actually not proud, it is ego. He got ego that I will do it and it's okay. So now this Bade Bhai, he said that you got ego on yourself. One class you passed, that also 5th standard, and you are like yes, I did something really great. Then he gives example of Ravan in Mahabharat, that he also did the ego, he also did ghamand, and then the god came and he just killed him, and then there was no one even to worship him after that. Then he also gives the example of Shaitan. I think that Shaitan also got that ahankar in him, that he's made up of fire and he's the best or the top bhakta, or devotee of God. So he got that ego, and then God came and killed him also. Then he gives the example of King Shahrum of Rome. He was the king of Rome, and then he also got some attitude in him. And because of that, he died asking for, begging, he died. Then Bade Bhai says to Chote Bhai that you have passed this class, that was not because of your hard work. You didn't do any hard work. That was just because of your luck. Your luck was good, but luck is not good every year. So to this time now you start studying, then it will be good for you in future. Bade Bhai says if you are given 10 arrows and if you hit 2 arrows correctly at that point, then you are not a nice player. You are not a successful player. A successful player is a person who hits all the 10 arrows at that point. And Bada Bhai says that I have failed, don't go on that I have failed and then still I am teaching you. I am bigger than you, I have right to teach you. And now you don't see that I am failed when you come to my class. That means when you come in 9th, you will understand how much difficult it is to pass 9th. You have to remember the names of thousands of kings in history. Then 8 Henrys passed away, and which incident took place at the time of which Henry. Remembering that, you think it is simple. If you write the incident of Henry VIII in the place of Henry VII, then all the numbers will go. You will not get any mark. Then he says that there are thousands of Henrys, there are thousands of Charles, and there are thousands of Williams in the history of Europe side. Remembering all their names is not simple as you think. Then in maths, you have algebra and geometry, which is a headache for me. Now we write right angle ABC. So that if we are writing angle ABC or we are writing angle BAC, it's the same thing. But these examiners, they want the child to learn as it is given in the textbook. If it is given angle ABC plus CDA, they have to learn like that only. Like if you eat dal, rice and roti, or if you eat roti, rice and dal, it's the same thing. But still these people want us to learn that only which is given in the book. The Bade Bhai is saying like that to Chhotabhai. And in Hindi it is something different only. The question will be given that write a short paragraph on the topic precious time, which should not be less than 4 pages. Now a thing that a person can tell someone in few lines or few words, how can we write that same thing in more than 4 pages? Bade Bhai says that this is just wastage of time according to me. But still they are teaching, and if we want to get passed in the exam, we have to learn the way that they teach. So he says, Chhotabhai, that start studying, otherwise it will be so difficult for you when you go in your higher classes. Now school time was coming closer and closer. The Chhotabhai had school at morning, then he had to have lunch and he had to go to school. While having the lunch also, Chhotabhai was like, I am passed, that also I came first in the class, then also he taught me so many things. He again gave me this big bhashan. Instead of that, if I might have become failed, then he might have killed me only. That was just a thought that was coming in the mind of Chhotabhai. And he says that the food that he was eating, that was also like tasteless for him after hearing that long and lengthy speech of Bade Bhai. But after explaining this much also, this Chhotabhai did not develop an interest in studying. He was keep on playing, and so now again exams took place. And again this small brother, that means that Chhotabhai, he just passed. And he did not only pass, he topped also. And he himself didn't know how I did this. And again this Bade Bhai, he got failed. And he started crying that because he did so much hard work. He just learned word to word every subject, but still he got failed. And how? He became very sad. And this small brother also was sad because big brother is crying. He's very sad. Then he was like, okay, fine, leave it. I'll not tell anything to my brother. And he also became very sad about that. Then now in Chhotabhai, that greed or that ego came inside. That now no need to do. My faith is very nice. Even if I don't study, I will pass my exams very easily. So how much ever he used to study, not on his will, by getting scared by the big brother, like because the big brother will scold him, however little bit he used to study, that also he stopped studying. And now big brother himself got failed, then what will he tell to small brother? So he also he also stopped scolding the small brother. Now the small brother was in 8th, and now he had got a new hobby of flying a kite. That is called patang or kankave in Hindi. So now this small brother was every time going and wasting his time in flying the kites, or there were some kite flying tournaments. For that he was every time practicing, or he was playing with the other village boys and all. So he used to never ever study. And whatever he used to do of flying the kite and all, he never told his big brother that I fly kites also. So whatever this flying kite and all he used to do, it used to be hidden from his brother. And one day what happened is that they were just flying the kite, small brother and his friends, and one kite cut the other kite, and that other kite, the kite which was cut, was just floating in the air, and it was coming down, and then all the boys ran behind that kite to catch it, and whoever caught it would be the owner of that kite, would get that kite. So just one kite got cut and it was just floating. All the boys along with this small brother ran towards the kite for catching it. While catching the kite, they did not just remember anything. They were in a market area, so there was so much of noise and there were many vehicles passing through. But while catching the kite, they were only and only focused on kite. They did not remember of anything else. And this time what happened is that this Bade Bhai, he came to the market maybe for buying something, and he just saw that Chhotabhai who was running after that kite. He just went there and he just caught small brother's hand, and at that time the small brother realized that, oh my god, my big brother is standing in front of me, and again he got scared. And then Bada Bhai immediately said that you're in 8th and leaving your studies, you're playing kite with these illiterate boys. Don't you have any shame on yourself? Bade Bhai said that there was some time before few years when you used to pass 8th also, that was more than enough for your career. But now it's not like that. You have to study hard, you have to pass 8th and you have to get some particular degree and then you can pursue your career. You're coming to this important 8th standard, as now we have our 10th standard important, 10th and 12th. In the same way, at that time it was 8th standard which was important. So now Bade Bhai says that you're coming to this important 8th standard and you're simply playing kite. Don't think that you are very small now. You have also grown up. And now Bade Bhai also says that you might be thinking that I got failed 2 times, so that means I have no right to scold you anymore. Even if you come in 9th next year, and even if you go in 10th and I still remain in 9th, then also I will every time remain your big brother. I will have right to scold you every time, as I have 5 years more experience than you. I have seen the world better than you. I am familiar with this world better than you. I know more than you. And if you think that you get higher degrees than me, then you are not going to become great or you are not going to become big. I am going to always remain 5 years elder than you, and till the end of our life, I will always have the right to scold you or correct you. He here gives an example of his mother and father, that means Amma and Dada. According to the chapter, that his father just passed 5th or 6th and his mother had no education at all, but still they have much more experience than what the small brother and the big brother has. So till lifetime they will have right to scold them or correct them. And this is not just because they are their parents, it is because they have more experience, they have seen the world better. And this Bada Bhai also says that I am 5 years elder than you, and this difference God also can't change. He also says that if tomorrow that means big brother, if I fall ill, you will just write directly a letter to our father and you will tell that do something, I am not able to do anything. But instead of you, if our father was there, first he would become the doctor and he would test what disease that I have got. If that is also not possible, then he would call a doctor, and after every way is not working, then he would contact his elders. Then there he also says that we get some money that are sent by our fathers to spend in a month, and we are that much fools that much amount of money also we can't manage and go throughout the year or throughout the month. First 22 days we just spend the money very nicely, and the last week we have to ask it from others. That means this Bade Bhai is all time trying to say that experience is something more important than your studies. So here he also gives an example of his school principal, that is headmaster sahab. He says that school principal has got MA from Oxford University and he used to get his payment as 10,000 rupees, and then also he couldn't spend that money rightly to maintain the house. But from when he has given the charge of maintaining the house to his old mother, from that time in house every time there is so much of saving, and it is like some miracle has happened there. And now this MA of this principle has become a waste in the real life. So Bade Bhai is just trying to say that a key point he is trying to mention, that experience counts more than your studying life or your just school books and exams and all. When in real life sometimes this school knowledge can not help us, at all when experience will do. Bade Bhai calmly says to Chhote Bhai that I'm not saying that you don't play kite. I'm not saying you to stop playing. You play, but you also study. Now this bhashan or this lecture, whatever this Bade Bhai gave to this small brother realized his mistake. He was like, no, I shouldn't have done or behaved this way, and I should have understood all these things much earlier. And then a kite which was flowing in the air, that kite that was just passing from above the head of this Bade Bhai or the big brother, and Bade Bhai was already tall, so he just jumped and he caught that kite and he just ran towards hostel, and the small brother also ran with this big brother. So with this we come to an end of this chapter Bade Bhai Sahab with English explanation. This chapter is really very simple, and if you have younger or elder sibling, you can just understand all the emotions in this chapter. So always keep learning. Bye, thank you, and take care.